of our current favorite. And there she is, Ballerina, former Grade 1 winner, who actually went into the Kentucky Oaks as the favorite last year. We're going to take a look at her Desert Stormer performance. Now, that was at Santa Anita. This was 2 starts back. She was an odds-on favorite, and she was the winner.
And she projects to get a very similar trip today if she gets out of the gate in good order, which can be a problem for her at times. Being the horse that kind of finds themselves in that cozy, stalking, mid-division kind of spot. And the 7 furlongs certainly suits her. You see she's getting a very aggressive warm-up from Jose Ortiz. First time aboard for him. And sometimes horse and rider kind of just meld first time. Things work, and Jose's riding so well that you got to think can only help her cause.
We'll see. It's going to be all about the break for her. As you see the Longines, 5 minutes a post. Here for the Grade 1 Ballerina coming up at 7/8 of a mile. Last year in this race, she didn't break well, and she had no chance.
No, and she can't afford to get off in a tangle today. These are too good of fillies and mares she's facing to give them a head start. She has to break cleanly.
Well, come dancing again. Last year, she was absolutely brilliant. Right out of the gate, a 114 Beyer speed figure in the Distaff at Aqueduct. Terrific 5-year-old campaign. Connections brought her back, and there she is for her 6-year-old campaign. Can she refine some of that form from last year? Let's go to Maggie Wolfendale for more.
And hopefully her trainer here, Carlos Martin, can give us some insights on to Come Dancing and her trying to defend the title of Ballerina victorious here. And Carlos, she's coming out of a second place effort down at Belmont Park. Sometimes getting out of the gate isn't her strongest attribute, but she does have the outside post today. Talk about that and what you're looking for in this Ballerina.
Well, the outside post you would hope would be a big plus. Last time she kind of broke, not great, not bad, and then she kind of got squeezed, and I think Javier was happy that he got to the outside. So hopefully this will be to our advantage.
Now, it's a second start being back in your barn after a brief stint, because there was no racing, out at Oaklawn Park. Carlos, is a 7/8 distance her most ideal trip?
I think so. I think she's got that kick where she can settle and finish strong. She loved it here last year. I've seen a little bit of a turnaround here for her the last 4 weeks. She seemed like she's put on weight. I think she really is thriving in Saratoga, so I'm excited about running her here today.
As we watch them warm up, I mean, she looks probably better than when she runs her best, I think. What would you say?
Yeah, she's always been kind of a tall glass of water. Can be hard to keep weight on, but she's a generous doer, so I'm just happy that she put on some weight. And the last couple of works, she's done it the right way. She worked a little fast for the vacancy. She can really fool you. She's got a long, deceptive stride. So we changed things up a little bit and just got her to relax and settle. And the last couple of works, she seems like she's doing it very, very enthusiastically and willingly.
Excellent. Well, wishing you the best of luck. Thanks so much for your time. And guys, I can say I agree with Carlos because I know this filly quite well, Mare now. She does look like as though she's doing really well heading into this Ballerina, and she's one that wears how she's doing on her sleeve, so to speak. So, Come Dancing, she might be up for a rebid of the Ballerina title. Greg?
Well, she's a 4-time graded stakes winner. Thank you, Maggie. And it would be great to see her back, and just good for this division, for the game, to see her back at her best.
Well, absolutely. Depth of this division, as strong as it is. She chased basically throughout your winner here, the 3-horse Victim of Love from the Todd Beatty barn, who I think she ran well. I look at that 5 furlongs and 57 and change. That was her last work heading into the vagrancy. That's like a race. Now you see they got her backed up about 3 seconds where she's going a minute and change. That's very comfortable for her, for a horse that puts a lot into her training and her races. You don't want them to give it their all in the morning. You just want to use the mornings to propel them to the afternoons. And I think the outside post is a huge bonus for her. She's my top selection. I agree with Maggie. This is the best I've ever seen her look. I think she's going to be rallying from off the pace and get a right setup.
Meanwhile, Andy Serling, his best bet of the afternoon. The X-Factor filly in the race. What do you do with Latruska? Well, Andy's going to make her his best bet of the afternoon. 9 for 11 lifetime. The majority of those wins, of course, coming in Mexico. A couple of them in Group 1 company in Mexico, but we don't know exactly what she was facing there. Diz does come off a win at Gulfstream in a minor stakes race for $60,000. She would not appear like she does her best running on the front end. I don't think she's going to get the lead away from Serengeti Empress in here, though.
I don't think anybody gets the lead off of Serengeti Empress as long as she breaks cleanly from the inside, and she has never had gate problems in the past.
So what does that mean for Latruska? Is she's going to have to find a new way, a new running style to try and win today?
Well, that's the reason I have a hard time seeing her get to the winner's circle. She's going to have to do something that we haven't seen from her before. That doesn't mean she can't, and obviously she's talented. No horse wins 9 races, I don't care where, unless they're very good, 9 from 11. I think Ricardo Santana allows her to run free, and you've got an outside draw. Just let her run down straight the track. Maybe she doesn't see Serengeti Empress down on the rail, and she thinks she's in front even if she's laying second.
Meanwhile, there is the speedy Kentucky Oaks winner from last year for our colleague Tom Amos. It was the win of a lifetime for the Amos barn. He did a tremendous job with her just to get her to that race as well. We know how quick she is. The inside, as you talked about, look, second year in a row he's drawing the inside. Last year the inside was not great. This year it's been a lot better with this revamped surface. If she breaks sharp, it could be perfect for her.
It could be perfect for her, and I think it really just simplifies things. She wants to lead. She's a one-dimensional type horse, and she has the rail. Basically, the message to every other rider in the race is, guys, I am going at all costs. You figure out what you want to do. And maybe from a psychological standpoint, they go, well, we don't want to engage her because then we're going to be ripe to be picked off from behind. And she gets a little bit free. She gets a little free. You're going to have a tough time running her down.
Do you guys, you riders, look at the past performances too and you go, well, last couple of races, she's not been the same filly. She's backed up. We're not going to be as concerned if she does get loose on the lead.
Certainly. You definitely read into it the past performances. And that's why a lot of times you'll see a race that looks like it's loaded with speed, and everybody comes out of the gate looking at each other, who's going to go, because everybody's anticipating that pace because they've read the racing form. That's why I think the best thing any rider can do, no preconceived notions. You know how the race is supposed to be laid out, but let your horse run away from there because you never know how everybody else is going to break.
That was another look at the WinStar cam from high up above.
That is a cool shot.
At this gorgeous racetrack, it really is. As we get set for our first Grade 1 here of the afternoon on a lineup that is loaded with star talent, including this filly right here for trainer Tom Amos, Joel Politti, last year's Kentucky Oaks winner, Serengeti Empress. And look, she's come back as a 4-year-old. It was on a sloppy track, but at Oaklawn, she put up the best number she has ever run before, and she did that getting out front, getting to the lead.
And that's what she wants to do, and Tom's not bashful about it. Some trainers are always trying to change a horse's style. Well, if we could just get her to relax. Forget relaxing. Her weapon is her speed. Let her roll. Let everybody else get tired chasing you.
With more on the Grade 1 Ballerina, let's check in with Maggie.
I like that. Big. Let him roll. That's exactly what you do with a speed horse, but one that's looking to capitalize on that speed materializing is number 6 in here. That is Pink Sands. I thought she looked fantastic going into the Ogden Phipps last time, but she was no match for her competition that day, and it was her first start coming in off of a layoff. Honestly, she looks much the same, and I will say that while I think the 7/8 is ideal for her. This is her distance, as her record would indicate. I watched her last breeze, and she did not make the best of impressions while working with a turf horse by the name of Windfall Prophet. She was kind of wanted to bear out the entire time while working on the inside of that runner. Maybe it's just what she does in the mornings, but she's taken a lot of money here, and while it's Shug, and I have the utmost respect, and she could get the right kind of setup, we'll see. I just, that work just keeps playing out in my mind of, is she really heading into this race in her top form? Greg?
Meanwhile, we keep talking about the speed of Serengeti Empress on the rail. Next door, you have an incredibly quick filly as well. Cookie now Serengeti Empress out-quicked her in the Acorn last year, but what if you're John Velasquez? What's your job on Cookie Dough?
Well, Johnny Velasquez is not a send at all costs kind of rider. I think he'll play it off the break.
John Imbrial with a Grade 1 Ballerina from Saratoga.
And they're off. From the outside, it is Latruska going for the lead, and Cookie Dough is there. Serengeti Empress was off just a step slow, but is now moving up from that inside post position and is going up to challenge Latruska for the lead. Serengeti Empress now pokes ahead in front. Latruska's running in second. It's a break of 2. Back to Cookie Dough next in third. Ballerina runs in fourth, followed by Victim of Love, and then it is Come Dancing. And then a break of 4 or 5 lengths back to the trailer. Pink Sands in 7th, the quarter, 21 and 3/5 seconds. It is Saratoga Empress down on the inside, Latruska on the outside. They are heads apart for the lead, with Cookie Dough the long shot just in behind in 3rd. Ballerina's on the outside in 4th. Victim of Love is down at the rail and gaining ground now from 5th. Come Dancing, the defending champion, is in 6th, but will be wide coming to the top of the stretch. The half mile in 43 and 3/5 seconds. And now there's room on the inside for Victim of Love. Serengeti Empress is still there. On the outside, here's Ballerina. Serengeti Empress, Ballerina, Victim of Love down at the rail. A 16th to the finish. Serengeti Empress trying to hold on. On the outside, it is Ballerina. Serengeti Empress is going to win the Grade 1 Ballerina. And she did it in the time of 1 minute, 21 and 3/5 seconds.
Serengeti Empress now a Grade 1 winner at Saratoga. Look at Tom Amoss. What a performance, and she did not break out of the gate sharp at all either. She had to be used early.
What a performance this was. After she didn't break cleanly and Luis Saez had to hustle her into a very, very fast, sharp pace, a sub-44 half mile, I thought she was going to get swallowed turning for home, but this is why you admire her so much. She's brave. Not only is she fast, she'll fight you for it. That fight got her to the winner's circle. Great job by Tom Amoss. She couldn't have looked better in the paddock and on the racetrack. Wow, what a performance.
You're Luis Saez on this horse, and you don't break as sharp as you want to, and now you got to hustle to the front. How much, as a rider, does that take a lot out of you?
Well, it more from just a mental perspective, like, oh, no, did I have to use too much? Am I going to have anything left? The fact, though, that she kept battling for it, I'm really so impressed with this effort. For a horse to have to be used as hard as she was and that fast a pace and to keep battling all the way to the wire and get it done, that was some performance.
And to hold off a Grade 1 winner who is closing with every stride. What an effort for Serengeti Empress, for trainer Tom Amoss and owner Joel Politti. Let's go to Maggie Wolfendale.
Guys, her Kentucky Oaks effort was sensational, but I'm going to say that this was the best effort and win of Serengeti's Empress's career thus far. Everything went wrong for her. For a filly that's down on the inside, she slightly missed the break. Louis had to use her then. Then she has all these pace horses surrounding her with Latruska and number 2, Cookie Dough, and she battled them all off. I mean, Ballerina had the best trip you could have asked for, and she still couldn't get to Serengeti Empress. Well done to Tom Amoss, Joe Politti, and Luis Saez climbing aboard this filly for the first time. And boy, they got along like 2 peas in a pod, as that was really impressive. And great footage, by the way, from our Windstar cam presented by Windstar Farms. What a cool way to watch the races, guys, with that aerial footage.
No question, Maggie. We haven't even talked about how blazing fast these fractions were. 21 and 3 when you don't come out sharp out of the gate. I mean, how quick did she really go after those first few steps? Then 43 and 3 to the half. That is flying.
Well, that's what I'm amazed at. This would have been very fast fractions if she had broken on top. The fact that she broke a length and a half slow and rushed up. So you've got to think she ran 21 and .45, .4. I mean, she flew to make up that ground. I thought for sure after that break she was going to get swallowed turning for home. And I'm so impressed with the fact that she was like, no. You're not getting by me that easy. And Maggie's right. Ballerina had an absolutely perfect trip. She is supposed to win leaving the 8th pole. She just hooked the Tigress by the tail.
Getting those kind of fractions to run into, you would think. Certainly Ballerina, Grade 1 winner, had everything the way she wanted to go today, but she just met a 4-year-old filly who is determined on the front end.
Absolutely determined. She hooked a fighter. She was the last woman standing after a bar brawl. Everybody else that tried to chase her, they passed out, and then here came the fresh challenges, and she said, not today, it's my day. I'm the Ballerina for a day.
She is so fun to watch. She is so quick, and the heart that she shows in the stretch with this kind of performance, that was special. Grade 1 win in the Ballerina for Tom Amoss, Joel Politti, and Luis Saez with 2 wins this afternoon as well. And great job by Luis Saez. I mean, I know Tom Amoss probably repeated it to Saez time after time. You get on the front, I don't care what happens. Some riders, though, in that situation, maybe could panic a little and say, look, I don't want to use so much to have to take her out to get to the front here.
Yeah, I've been dealt this bad hand. Let me play this hand. Louis not of that ilk, though. Louis is aggressive. And when nobody took the initiative after she got left a little bit to drop over in front of her, he had that empty space up the rail. He was going forward. Again, I am just so impressed with her resilience, her fight.
And look, it's not like she was Latruska pressured her as well. Puts that one away and then holds off the late charge from Ballerina. What an effort. 1:21.3, the final time for the 7/8 here in the Grade 1 Ballerina for Serengeti Empress. Now a Grade 1 winner as a 3-year-old and as a 4-year-old.
Great job by Tom Amos to have her ready to do this. And the way she's been working with a purpose in the morning. He came in with a plan, and they executed it.
If only we could track down trainer Tom Amos. Let's check in with Maggie Wolfendale.
Holy smokes, Tom. That was an incredible performance by Serengeti Empress. You had touted her as working lights out heading into this Ballerina. You were concerned about the inside post. Not giving you trouble today, but boy, was she valiant.
Very valiant. She didn't break right on time. She was a step slow, but when you go that 7/8 and you have that opening on the track before you hit the main track, you get an opportunity to catch up. And she did. She was able to regain her position, but I really thought that opening half mile and 44 and change was going to be her doing in. But I think we learned a lot today, and I think what we learned is that this is a really, really good middle distance filly. My only real disappointment was that Joel Politi and his family couldn't be here. I know they're home watching. I know they're celebrating, but I know they would love to be here.
What about your wife, Colleen? You couldn't rugby tackle her today.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. But she called me right away as soon as I crossed the wire, so we've been in touch.
Well, I mean, Tom, for those who don't know, you won the Kentucky Oaks with this filly last year as a 3-year-old. Your whole crew was there that day. Tom, compare that performance with this one today.
I think that's an excellent question. So when you win the Kentucky Oaks, which is a route race, you're almost married to continue to go route races with a horse like this, and we have, and we've had some success. Won the graded stakes, Azeri at Oaklawn Park, third in the Breeders' Cup Distaff. But today, specifically today, I think she showed just keep me at the middle distances. So this is a win you're in for the Breeders' Cup. Can't wait. 7/8. Looking forward to it.
At Keeneland this year as well, Tom. It looks as though she's heading into it in the right kind of fashion. Congratulations from all of us, your Fox family.
I really appreciate it, and I'm so proud of this filly. She did all the hard work. I'm just here standing for the picture and giving the interview.
And we'll see you later on the show as well. Looking forward to a little recap from Tom as well with Serengeti Empress. But Greg, boy, was she just breathtaking today and just a fighter through and through. And as Tom said, it's on to the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint again at 7/8 too.
Yeah, that was special to watch, to see her finish like this, overcoming adversity as well, going incredibly fast early and still able to hang on. Tom Amos being modest there, too. He's done a tremendous job training.